Welcome back, everybody. What I have in front of me is a Note 10 Plus, so it's not the 5G version. Yeah, the customer just bought it, cashed out for it. It is silver with a white back display. They just nicked it right here and just the screen started flickering. I'm not really looking forward to this because as of this moment, when I'm recording this, I cannot find a replacement back panel. And these Samsung S10s and Note 10s, the back panel is just glass. It's thin, it's fragile. One good thing, there's no more fingerprint sensor in the back, so I don't have to worry about snagging that off and breaking it. And there's always a concern about breaking the damn glass in the back. Here's the replacement screen. The fingerprint sensor is that pressure touch ID thing in the front. We can see the back sensor in the back and the cable up here, and so that's built into the screen here. So let's see if we can get this taken apart and all the components transferred over to the new frame. I go this route because at the moment there is no cheap replacement screen for this. So we're going for an all sealed unit here. So should be OEM quality. It better be for the price of about 250 to 60 bucks. Okay, that was an absolute nightmare. A few thoughts. Maybe it's just because the phone is so new, the adhesive is so new, but this was a nightmare to get off. And just to let you guys know that this is painted and the paint can get chipped, as you can see that. And so when you're going through it with a pick, it's a heavy, but look at that, it's chipping. It's just terrible. I'm gonna have to put some glue on that or something so that it doesn't show through. But as you can see here, just prying through it, the paint peels off. And for 1,000 freaking almost $500 and stuff for some of these phones, no. I mean, go. I don't know why they don't do the Apple thing. I mean, Apple phones aren't as terrible to rip apart as these. It's just and yeah, and the heat discolors the phone too. So you know, it is this white phone, the silver with a white back. It's not gonna work right. So I'm not a big fan of that, but I am just happy that it's not cracked, because like I said, as of the filming of this video, I can't get any back plates, you know. So, but here's the phone itself. You really, I guess if you weren't really careful, you could cut these cables here, the side cables. But that looks like that's not anything that's provided on the other on the new part. So be very careful about cutting that. And I want to pressure you to put on this because there's a steep rake, there's a steep angle to this phone. As you can see, this goes down fairly far. This lip here, this metal goes like halfway. So it's halfway, more than halfway through here. And so you're prying quite a bit. And you pray to the cell phone gods that this lip doesn't crack. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna tackle the rest of the phone. Okay, just some thoughts on the layout of the Note 10 Plus. So the motherboard is actually stacked. So there's two boards actually pressed together. It's a bit heavy. I'm surprised they did that because you'd think that it runs hotter. So maybe I didn't see, this is the cooling plate for the back of the motherboard, and so it doesn't seem like it's anything really spectacular. Maybe the new manufacturing process helped cool things down considerably, but the camera takes up the bulk of everything here in the back here, in the front facing camera. And then the USB-C charger is its own separate port on daughter board here. And this is obviously this is going to be the touch, the fingerprint sensor, and it connects over here to the main board, and that's all the circuitry that goes with it. So it's supposed to be some machine learning in here, so that probably increases the cost of the screen, definitely, because there's a sensor here and there. So but at least the USB-C will be fairly easy to take out. The battery is an issue. If you had to change the battery, okay, and it's the first time, it would be really tricky. you can get at it. You would need a lot of I use very strong isopropyl over 90%, and just pried and wiggled and pried and wiggled. I don't know if that would damage this. You know, I don't think alcohol would damage the circuitry or anything like in there and here. You know, it's isopropyl alcohol, but it may be more sensitive and more prone to damage than before. So this battery design is not exactly very good. I still think it's incredibly idiotic for them not to use pull tabs like Apple does. I see that they don't want the battery to move at all. I get that, but my lord, put it in a tray then. Put it in a battery connect tray or something like that, and have latches on it. For $1,000 freaking dollars, you can design a frame around the battery with a latching system. I mean, that's what you want, you know. Good lord, you know, people, we just believe what they say, you know. But otherwise, it's not too bad. It's very difficult to get that back plate off. It is very difficult, and you may end up damaging it, and replacement parts may not be produced for very long. If they do, they may not be the same color. And so the only problem I have is taking off the back plate right now. The phone does power up. The customer did not leave their passcode with me. It's just somebody here in the market, so I'll talk to them tomorrow about it. But otherwise, the screen quality looks the same, and I'll finish up the video in the morning. Okay, so the phone is working now, and the resolution and looks fine. The color and brightness looks fine too. So it looks like it's an OEM equivalent or quality screen, and the frame and numbers on both the parts from the old to the new did match up. So it looked like it came and was stamped from the same factory. But otherwise, the phone is a pretty good phone. You know, there's only one thing, like I said, I would have issue with is just the battery replacement. That'd be pretty tricky on a phone. So if you have any question or comments, you know, please post them at the bottom of the video.